Hello, hello, hello. What's good out there to all the Lady Mocha subscribers who just entered into the building? Today is finally Friday. You can let your guard down. Hope you done had your happy hour. Hello, hello, hello. What's good out there to all the ladies? Oh, sorry about the echo in the background. It's your girl, Lady Mocha, here with Cafe Day Perry's. I'm glad everybody had a chance to stop by this evening and dine out and rock out with your girl. I know everybody is glad the weekend is finally here. You get to let your guard down. You get to catch your happy hour. You get to watch you some Netflix. You get to drink you some wine or drink your little beer, whatever it is you do to wind down for the weekend. So just thank God that he gave you the strength to get through it. So now you can kind of kick back and chill a little bit. But on that note, for everybody who didn't catch my live yesterday, I actually went live with one of my guy friends who also has a channel by the name of Wake the Hell Up. We did a very, very awesome video yesterday about comedian Kevin Hart, who was extorted by a very, very supposedly good friend of his, who basically was willing to extort him and sell his sex tapes to other websites and actually try to profit and make money off of it. And yesterday's topic was, crabs in the barrel, because we all have experienced, we've all been in a situation to where we've been treated like a crab. Somebody has pulled you down. Somebody has tried to sabotage your success, sabotage, everything you done built. And basically that was what happened with Kevin Hart yesterday. So Kevin Hart actually, it went viral that his homeboy, somebody who he been rocking with for years, somebody he put on, he blessed with opportunities, he gave this guy shows, he gave him roles of movies. Basically, Kevin Hart gave this dude a lot of clout. And for whatever reason, dude pulled a crab in the barrel move on him and tried to extort him, and that was a very big topic that went viral. And it actually happened on the 3rd. And it's, basically, you have to watch your back. You have to watch your back. Everybody don't have the best of intentions. Some people are just in it for the ride. Some people, their loyalty only, the loyalty only go as far as the benefits. As long as they can keep benefiting off of you, that's really what it boils down to. The moment they cannot benefit off of you anymore, or the moment they feel like you're not going to lend them a helping hand. You're not no longer look out for them. You're going to cut off the benefits. You're going to start limiting them. You start seeing people true colors. As long as you're giving, as long as you're doing, as long as you're supplying, then you're the best friend in the world. You're the best girlfriend in the world. You're the best boyfriend. You're the best friend in the world. As long as people can benefit and get what they want to get out you. But the moment you wake up and you smell a coffee and you said, you know what? Starting the day, all the buck stops here, you're going to see a totally different side of that person that you never thought existed. But that was yesterday's video, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and chime in so all of y'all can see me. It is your girl, Lady Mocha. What's good, everybody? Happy Friday. I'm glad y'all was able to make it in and stop in and holler at your girl and see how I was doing. But tonight's recipe I actually want to serve up for y'all is this Nas and Kelis situation, okay? Because it has gotten really ridiculous. It has gotten really out of hand. Every channel I have been on, everybody has been covering the Nas and Kelis story. Ever since she did this interview, ever since she exposed Nas for who he was, Nas has been catching a lot of heat and Kelis has been catching a lot of heat. Thank you, Matthew Man, for stopping in, and Trey One. Thank you guys for stopping in to rock with me here at Cafe Day Perry's. Basically, this has been a big old fiasco. And the whole part that's pissing me off about the situation is that we have too many vloggers that are choosing sides in this situation. And I don't know about y'all out there. When it comes to relationships, I never choose sides because it's always both persons' faults. It's never a one person fault. 9 times out of 10, it's something, both people win an error somewhere. And that's what it boils down to. Now, the reason I decided to talk about this topic, not because I plan on dragging Kelis, or not because I plan on dragging Nas. I'm not on Kelis' side, and I'm not on Nas' side. Because like the old folks would say back in the day, there's three sides to a story. Her side, his side, and the truth. That's what it boils down to. Everybody has all these speculations about who the hell did what. And the whole bottom line is nobody knows what really went down between Nas and Kelis. All we know is what she said, and all we know is what he said. Okay? I've had a lot of females going in on Nas, these female bloggers going in on Nas, calling him a no good dog, saying he ain't this, he ain't that, he's a bitter black man. I don't know where my other damn slip at. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's been a lot of female commentators going in on Nas, and you know, basically trying to make him look like the villain. Like he's this bitter black man, you know, he don't want to pay child support. He don't care about his son. She had to run him down and make him pay for his son, make him pay for his child support. It's so many females that are dragging Nas through the mud and don't even know the whole situation. But then it's not only that. All of these dudes who have a blog are going in on Kelis. Okay? Everybody, all of these dudes are going in on Kelis, basically saying Kelis was out of Nas's league, okay? Saying she's not even that pretty, she's not even that attractive, she's basic, you know, she don't have the ping, ping, pow, she ain't got the big this and the big that, you know, she's not what, I guess what men would consider the ideal, you know, I guess chick that'd be on a rap legend's arms. You know, I guess they figured Nas, as far as in the looks department, he could have did better. So everybody's dragging Kelis through the mud, basically saying she's a basic chick. She should be honored to even have a man like Nas want her. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of, it's so much sexism with this whole situation. It's too many females dragging Nas, and it's too many dudes dragging Kelis. When the truth of the matter is, nobody really knows what the hell went down but Kelis, Nas, and God. Those were the only three people that was there through every altercation, whether it was physical, whether it was verbal. Nobody needs to really, you know, take sides, you know, because the thing is this. Let's start with Nas, okay? We've always known Nas to be a legend. The man is gifted. He's a skilled lyricist. You know, we can't take that away from him. The man is a legend. You know, he's been in the game for quite some time, you know, and the man, he's like a prophet, you know, with his lyrics, you know, and he's very intellectual. Never really heard too many bad things about Nas. Never heard about him in the news for beating on some woman. I never heard about him passing STDs around. I never heard about Nas, you know, locked up in jail, pulled over for DUI. For the most part, Nas has always had a pretty clean reputation. And I can't say that about a lot of rappers. You can't say that about a lot of entertainers. I mean, Nas don't have any outside babies. Nas ain't had no paternity suits, girls coming in accusing him of raping them and putting stuff in their drinks. Nas has, for the most part, been a clean dude, you know, for the most part, based on his status. And that's very rare, because y'all know when it comes to being an athlete, to being a rapper, to being a man of high status, you know, he's not no Dr. Dre, but, you know, basically I'm saying, you know, Nas has some receipts. You know, he got a lot of credentials, you know, so for the most part, we don't hear a lot of negative things about Nas on the news. All right. Same thing with Kelis. All right. I've never heard about Kelis so far. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I have never seen her every other week. She's with a different guy on a red carpet. Because you got some of these females in the industry. like Jennifer Lopez and a couple of these females, you know, actresses and rappers, every other damn month they got a different boyfriend. They can't keep nobody. You know, I've never heard about Kelis being one of those girls that was every other month you see her with a new guy. I've never heard about, she don't have 3, 4, 5 baby daddies. You know, I've never really heard, you know, anything really negative about neither one of them. That's what I'm saying. I've never heard nothing really negative about Nas or Kelis for the most part. But what happened was when Kelis decided to come out, she was quiet for a long time, okay? Because I guess she was catching all the heat. She was looking like the gold digger. You know, she was looking like this villain, like the typical, you know, hood rat. She all about his money, all about his dollars. So both of them caught a lot of heat. You know what I mean? Nas and Kelis, both of them caught a lot of heat. Now, we all have our own opinions when it comes to them as far as rappers. Everybody ain't crazy about Nas as a rapper. Everybody ain't crazy about Kelis as a rapper. I mean, I'm sorry, as a singer. But that's besides the point. You know, I'm just giving y'all the basics before I go in on the point that I really want to make with this situation. The whole bottom line is nobody really knows what really happened between the both of these two. Nobody really knows the situation. And everybody is going in hard. All the females are going in on Nas, sympathizing with Kelis. And it's a lot of dudes going in on Kelis and sympathizing with Nas. And my point is this. The whole bottom line, what I got in the situation, we don't know the details. But what we do know, whatever the case was, it just didn't work. That's the main thing that we know about this whole situation, is that it didn't work out. You know, it didn't work out. You know, like I said, I can't speak. Everybody got their own perception of if Nas is a good rapper or if Kelis was a good singer. That part I'm not really concerned about. You know, some people don't think Kelis been in the game as long as Nas. How dare she, you know, put him on blast? And Nas has always been this cool, calm, and collective. First of all, this is what people got to understand. We only know them as artists, okay? We really don't know Nas and Kelis because none of us have lived with them. And even for those who have been around them, who have been in the presence of them, nobody really knows what the both of them have gone through behind closed doors. What's up, Samuel? What's good? Thank you for stopping in the Cafe de Paris, talking about the Nas and Kelis situation. You know, a lot of people are speculating and giving both of them a hard time. You know, and I'm just kind of fed up with the situation because all of these bloggers are up here trying to speculate. Oh, let me turn this down. Sorry about that. All these echoes. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to turn that down. Basically, everybody is putting in their input. Everybody is doing a video. They're either going in on Nas or they're either going in on Kelis. And the whole bottom line is nobody knows what really happened between the both of them. Now, let's start with Nas. It's been a lot. I'm gonna start with him. I'm gonna start with him first. Okay. It's been a lot of speculation, supposedly. Everybody has this perception that Nas is this laid back, cool, calm, and collective dude, okay? Because that is the Nas that we see, okay? So that's the Nas that we have perceived him to be. None of us have been around Nas to really know how Nas can get when he drinks, if Nas has a temper, if Nas has anger issues. None of us know that side of him because this is what happens. When it comes to athletes, rappers, and stars, we are so quick to empathize with them due to the fact that we perceive these people as our idol in a sense. And I won't say Nas is your idol, but when it comes to celebrities, we tend to spare them a lot. You know, we quick to kind of empathize when it comes to celebrities. You know, we want to try to basically be remorseful. You know, we have pity on these celebrities, as if just because he's presenting himself to be that kind of dude, you know, when he's doing his interviews, when he's performing and doing his shows, that does not mean behind closed doors he's not a monster, that he's not abusive, that he's not a villain. We do not know Nas as that person. Okay, we just see Nas as the rapper, as the legend. Okay, we don't know what he really is, what he's really like in person. We don't know that, you know. And that's the same thing with Kelis. Okay, Kelis seems like this down home, sweet, calm, collective, intelligent type of woman, when behind closed doors she may be a goddamn beast. Okay, she may know how to push his buttons. She's probably very mouthy. You know, she probably, you know, is one of those type of chicks that will let him have it if he says anything to her out of pocket. My thing is, we do not know these people, how they are behind closed doors. Okay, so none of these dudes need to be sympathizing with Nas, and none of these ladies need to be sympathizing with Kelis, because I have seen the sweetest guys. I've known guys personally who are real polite, well-mannered when it comes to the women in the street. But when it comes to their own wife at home, they ain't got a problem cussing her out. They ain't got a problem calling her out on her name. But in the street, they have all the mannerisms in the world. And the same thing with some women. You have some women on a job, on their jobs, they're very dependable, they're very likable. You know, she has such a sweet personality, but nobody knows her like the man who has to live with her. Okay, she may be the sweet, easygoing, bubbly, cheerful person, you know, around people on the job or around her girlfriends or her family, but she can be a beast, you know, behind closed doors with her own husband. But it's sad, but some people treat outsiders better than they treat their own mate. What's up, Simply Deep 1985? Thank you for stopping by. For everybody who's chiming in, I'm talking about the Nas and Kelis situation. Everybody's been commenting on both of them. People have been riding Nas really bad, sympathizing with Kelis, and a lot of people have been riding Kelis and sympathizing with Nas, when really nobody really knows the real deal as to what caused the marriage to end. All we doing is speculating. It's kind of like, you know, you just a fan. You just like you could be at a baseball game, okay, and you just a fan that's sitting in the seats, okay. You not out there on that field with the athletes or with the baseball team, really having a deep idea as to what's going on. You're only basing things off your own perception based on what you see from where you are. Other than that, you really don't have no actual factual facts. And you know what? And this is the thing that a lot of people have to understand. We're in a world where everybody makes looks a big deal. And I get it. You know, when it is nothing worse than seeing a handsome, attractive, 6'7", brown skinned, gorgeous looking man walking with a woman that's 300 pounds, you know, sloppy, unattractive, and the same thing. You know, I'm sure some of you guys have seen some very attractive women with some square looking dudes. But what a lot of people have to realize is what you perceive as somebody's ideal mate, that don't mean they perceive that person as their ideal mate. You get what I'm saying? Some people just have a way of connecting, and it has nothing to do with their looks. To everybody else, Kelis looked like this plain Jane broad that was out of Nas's league, but Nas didn't see that. Nas actually saw Kelis as one of the most prettiest women he's ever been with, because he said it. You know, Nas said he fell for Kelis right away when he saw her first video. He just genuinely liked her. So just because we see somebody with somebody that's not that attractive, that don't mean that person does not connect with them or doesn't see something in them that we don't see, you know. And then like you got like even with looks. Now, you know, when it comes to certain guys in the industry, they don't have to look good. As long as they got money, women are going to get them a chance. It's one of those things where women are willing to pass up on looks as long as a man makes money. Because I guarantee you, if 50 Cent was working at Popeyes, frying somebody chicken, women would not give him the time of day. They wouldn't give him the time of day. A lot of these men in the industry, the majority of them are getting attention only because they are in the money. Because if they was bus drivers, if they was driving dump trucks, half of these women wouldn't give them the time of day. But when it comes to money, people will learn to work with what you're lacking in. Okay, people are gonna learn to work with what you don't have. As long as you able to provide and you got them big rolls coming in in the bank account, they don't care how you look, especially women. A woman is going to deal with a man even if he's not that attractive, as long as he makes money. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's just unfortunately, and that has ruined a lot of women too, because what they find out is you only with this guy for his money, but behind closed doors, you are not connecting. There's no connection. You realize you're really not feeling him like that because you was only dealing with him for his money. And now that you have gotten used to the money, you have gotten used to the lifestyle, now you got to deal with the real individual. And that's the thing about it. And that's what a lot of these women find out in the Hollywood world when they go after these men with big money. They go after these men with high statuses that are athletes, that are rappers. You wonder why the divorce rate is so high in Hollywood, because what happens is you find out who the real person is underneath their celebrity status. And it goes both ways. You have all of these women in the industry, these drop dead, these gorgeous women like Halle Berry, who's been in numerous relationships. You've had Jennifer Lopez. You've had Mariah Carey. I mean, you have a lot of, you know, attractive women in the industry that make a lot of money, have a lot of success, as successful as Whitney Houston was. You know, her and Bobby, God bless her soul, but they had a very toxic relationship, because the whole bottom line is, once you get to know a person for who they are, once you find out who they are behind a celebrity status, and you deal with this real deal, it's a whole lot of people that's walking around here with inner demons that you don't know about, okay? And it's too many people that's going after looks, and then when they find out it's mental illnesses, it's narcissism, it's schizophrenia, it's a lot of mental issues behind some of these people with these looks. You cannot go by how a person looks. You have to go by a person's well-being. You have to go by their mental state of mind, okay? Because you could be with a beautiful woman who has big breasts and a big butt, but she could have a mental illness to where she's crazy. She may have a lot of psychological problems. She may be a narcissist. Yeah, I agree with that, Matthew. Mariah is a very attractive woman, but somewhere she's crazy. And she's even said it. She's seeing a therapist now because Mariah Carey has admitted that she's bipolar. Okay, that's why Nick left her. He couldn't deal with it. You know, Nick did, you know, because this is the thing. You get infatuated with these women that you see on TV and you see in the magazines. You look at how they look, and you know, you look at their physique, they in shape, and they look beautiful, and all of this and that. But if you, I guarantee you, if you ever had to live with any of these women, you will see a whole nother side of them where you wouldn't even be attracted to their looks. It wouldn't even matter to you. I've known a lot of men who have gone after certain women because of how they look, and once they got to find out that woman's real character underneath those looks, the looks didn't even matter anymore. When you have somebody that has a bad attitude, They think they God's gift to men, feel like they could treat you all kind of way. A woman feels like she can treat you all kind of way because she's God's gift to men, because I'm this celebrity, I'm this diva, I'm this, you know, multi-millionaire songstress. I could walk all over you like an old pair of dirty shoes from the Salvation Army. And then you find out after a while, you don't care how good she looks. The fact that she treats you like you're nothing and she makes you feel less than a man, eventually you're going to be like, damn, her looks, she crazy. You know, she don't respect me as a man. When she's challenging your manhood and treating you like a little boy because she feels like I'm fine and I'm so gorgeous, you're going to take my SHIT. After a while, you'll leave. You know, I mean, Safari did it. Safari, Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend, she did not leave him. He left her. He left her because basically, he said in but so many ways, she started treating me like I was part of her entourage instead of like her man, you know? And he got to the point where he said, damn who she is, damn how much money she making. I'm not going to deal with a broad that's going to disrespect me. And believe it or not, Nicki Minaj took that breakup really, really, really hard. If you look back on her old interviews and you look back before she got with Meek Mill, she was crushed when Safari walked away and left her because he had enough, you know, because you have some women that are very beautiful and attractive women, but underneath those looks, they are demonic. They are, you know, they have narcissism, and a lot of them are bipolar, you know. Yeah, that's the point, you know, Williams. A lot of people are finding out you can't replace money with love. You can't. You know, if that's the only reason you entered this for money, you know, you of course, who doesn't love money? Who doesn't? But you have to, it comes a point when you're going to have to deal with the real person. It don't matter how much money in the bank account. It don't matter how many cars y'all got parked in the driveway. When you're dealing with somebody who has a nasty attitude, who treats you less than a human being, and you have some men who do it. You have some men who feel like they could drag their wives and talk to their wives all kind of way, because you have some men who feel like I'm a provider. I'm making the money. So whatever I do to her, she gonna deal with it, because at the end of the day, she knows I'm a provider. You know, I mean, like recently, DJ Khaled, he basically embarrassed the hell out of his wife. You know, I don't know how many of y'all saw it, but DJ Khaled is catching a lot of heat right now because he decides to go on The Breakfast Show, which is a radio show with Charlamagne and Angela Yee, you know, popular radio show in New York. And he decides to go on the show live and says, somehow I don't know why the hell they asked him this, but they asked him if he goes down on his wife, if he believes in dining at the Southern cuisine. That's the most appropriate way I can say it. But use y'all imagination. Why the hell they asked him if he do that with his wife? I don't know. I felt like that was out of pocket, but the Breakfast Club, they will ask anything. So you just got to be willing to deal with it when you go in there, because they have no filter. And basically, he said, you know, he doesn't do that. Okay, which is fine. Everybody does not do certain things sexually. But he had the audacity to say, but he expects her to go down on him. And basically insinuating she better do it. Because if she don't, you know, she know what time it is. And I'm like, wow, dude, you know, this is your wife. You know what I'm saying? You know, why would you say that? You know, and I feel you, Williams, but even though the show might have been fake, why would he say that? Why would he humiliate his wife like that? That's not for you to be telling people what you do with your wife and what you don't do with her in the bedroom. That is sacred. That is between the both of y'all. Nobody needs to know what you won't do, what you do with your wife, because now what has happened when he made that comment, a lot of people have been ragging on his wife. I'm gonna see if, let me see if I could, I'm gonna see if I could possibly find that video right quick while I'm talking to y'all. Let me see if I can find it. It's just the way he did it, you know. And I'm gonna pull up the clip for y'all so y'all can kind of like see, because that was just kind of messed up. He shouldn't have discussed that on this live show that was airing. What's up, D brother? One of my regulars in the building. How you doing? What's good? Talking about these celebrity relationships, you know, and basically how, you know, somebody's celebrity status is not enough to be taking all kind of bull off of them practically, you know. So I'm just talking about a little bit of everything, but that's really the main topic that we're talking about or whatever. But yeah, but he did it. As personal as it was, he did it. Let me see if I can try to find the doggone thing. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let me try to pull it from here. Okay, just one moment. I'm gonna try to see if I can share the screen with you guys, because I mean, that was just kind of messed up, you know, that he had to put that on display and let everybody know, you know what I'm saying, what he don't do with his wife. And basically his wife been catching a lot of heat because a lot of people saying, oh, he probably don't do that with her because she unattractive, she probably don't wash. I mean, he basically played his wife on national TV, I mean on national radio. But I'm gonna pull up the clip right quick so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see. Start share screen. Okay, I'm gonna see if I could.
I believe a woman should praise the man, you know, the king. You know, if you hold it down for your woman, I feel like the woman should praise, and the man should praise the queen. But you know, my way of praising is called how was dinner, like the house you're living in, like all the clothes you're getting, take care of your family, take care of my family. You know, put in the work.
So you say like, you don't go down?
Nah, never.
All of that to say you don't go down.
Come on, you don't eat the box.
Come on, Kelly.
Oh, you don't eat no food down.
I thought that's what Hold You Down was about.
Nah, well, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
never in life, or you tried it, didn't like the taste?
I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't.
Not even like for her birthday?
Nah, listen.
Christmas?
I put in that work. My work is great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do my thing.
So now if she told you she don't do that, is that okay?
Nah, it's not okay. Because you know what I'm saying?
I'm confused. So
you gotta understand, I'm the Don, I'm the king. You know what I'm saying?
And she's
Everybody's
the queen.
The king of the house, huh?
She's the queen.
Of course.
So
I don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
It's different rules for men. You know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta understand, like, you know, we you know, we the king. You know what I'm saying? So we, you know, there's some things that y'all might not want to do or want to do. It gotta get done. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do what you want me to do. I just can't.
Okay.
Damn, Khaled, you messed up.
I believe a woman.
Let me exit out of this. All I can say is, wow. I mean, he basically he embarrassed his wife. I know if I was his wife, I would have been embarrassed. Not because, you know, what you do or don't do in the bedroom. Everybody got their preferences. Okay, you got some people, they are dead set against oral sex. Okay, everybody got their preferences. But my thing is, why would you put your wife on blast saying you don't do that with her? Because you know people are going to take things and they're going to flip it and make it negative. Oh, you don't do that with her. Why? Because your wife is not attractive. Because what? Your wife don't wash. She ain't clean. That's what's been going on. His wife has had a lot of harsh, you know, remarks thrown at her since he put that out there like that. you know, and I don't think he was playing. I believe he was dead serious. Like one of y'all said in here, I think he's Arab, you know, his cultures. You got some people, depending on their culture, they just believe that what a woman wants is irrelevant. You know, the man is the most dominant in a marriage, so he gets to call on the shots. But my thing is, okay, so what if you don't like oral sex? But at the same token, you are letting everybody know, but she better give you oral sex. That's just humiliating. That's embarrassing. That's basically, he basically let everybody know his wife is basically like, I don't want to say slave, but basically, you know, he got her looking like, you know, a herb. And his thing was, he got her in this nice home. She got nice cars. She got nice this. As long as I'm providing, I don't have to please her sexually, but she has to please me. I'm like, that's kind of messed up. You know what I mean? And my thing is, this could be the same dude. You might want to do that with your wife, but you probably will do that with these Instagram models. I mean, looking at him, I'm just saying, I never thought he was choosy in what he ate. I mean, I'm just saying, he don't look like a choosy dude when it comes to what he eats to me, but what do I know? That's what I'm saying. I know I'm digressing and I'm getting off of the Nas and Kelis situation, but this is what people have to understand. When it comes to a relationship or a marriage failing, it's never something that one person caused. 9 times out of 10, when it comes to the point where a marriage resorts to a divorce or a relationship has come to an ending, basically somewhere there was just no, there was no fixing. There was no repairment. Because to me, no matter how hard times get, when it comes to a relationship, you're going to do whatever it takes to fight to make that relationship work. If you love that person, if you feel like that person is worth it, if you really feel like your marriage is worth the fight, you're going to find a way to make it work. Now, I get it. It comes a point when some marriages just have to end because too much damage has been done, too much lies, too much deceit. I get it. Some marriages cannot weather the storm. And most of the time, marriages can't weather the storm because a lot of the times the issues be more simple than what we think. But what happens is egos get in the way. A man will let his ego get in the way. And same thing, women will let their pride get in the way. Not only that, women have the tendency to let other people get in their ear. You know, when women get emotional, women will allow other miserable women to get in their ear. They will allow other women who've never kept relationships to tell them how to keep a relationship. Women have a bad tendency of confiding into the wrong people when they feel when it comes to relationship advice. As a married woman, you should not be getting advice from single women. Okay, even if you're not a married woman, if you are a woman in a relationship, you should not be getting advice from a single woman. You don't need to get advice from a woman who's on her 3rd or 4th husband, who's on her 3rd or 4th boyfriend, and 3rd or 4th baby daddy. Evidently, if she knew what she was doing, she would have still been with her same man. Okay, so you have to realize it's a lot of bitter, miserable ass people out there who are not rooting for you to be happy. Okay, and you know what the part that disturbs me about Nas and Kelis is they really had a good thing going, you know, but I cannot say if it was good or not because I was not in Kelis' shoes and I was not in Nas' shoes. I don't know what all Kelis had to go through with Nas. Yes, he's this great intellectual rapper that he has positioned himself to be, has presented himself to be in front of us as his fans, but behind closed doors, we don't know if he's abusive. We don't know if he's an alcoholic. We don't know if he's a whore, a male whore. We don't know Nas. We know Nas the rapper, okay? And same thing with Kelis, all right? Women are so quick to sympathize with other women. And I'm not going to lie, I'm guilty of that. When I saw Kelis' interview, I automatically had sympathized with her. I did. I tell the truth, shame the devil. I automatically was on her side, you know, sympathizing with her when she was like, you know, he drinks, You know, when he gets drunk, he gets aggressive, you know, and I really tried to stand by him, you know, because I really wanted the relationship to work and everything. And women, we have the tendency to automatically sympathize with other women. But then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. Hold on. Before you sit up here co-signing. Now, I'm sure she loved him, but at the same time, who's to say that, you know, Kelis stated how much she loved him, which is why she stayed through all the bull, through all the physical altercations or whatever. But my thing is, why did you stay? You telling us you loved him, but who's to say you didn't stay because, like, what's a homegirl, Emily with Fab that I did video on? Who's to say you didn't stay because you like the lifestyle? Okay. Who's to say you didn't like the lifestyle? You saying you loved him, but who's to say it wasn't so much him you loved? You loved Nas, the rapper. Now, I'm just saying allegedly. I don't have no facts. This is just a commentary. I don't know Nas personally. I don't know Kelis personally. I just want everybody to look at more than one spectrum with this whole situation, because everybody is up here siding with one side. Okay. And like I said, women, we will sympathize for each other. I've been in a situation where I've had a girlfriend. This is why I'm not friends with her. I've had a girlfriend come to me and cry down and pull down in tears about her husband doing all kind of corrupt and foul stuff to her. Okay. And as a woman, I automatically felt sympathy for her, you know, and she reaching out to me. I'm going off on her about her man. Like, he's not no real man. You know, you need to leave him. You know, you need to take your kids, divorce him. I'm up here sympathizing with her. Okay. She making herself look like the victim, like her husband's just this terrible, no good ass dude who's always used her and always lied to her. I'm up here feeling sorry for her. And somehow or some way, I'm cool with her husband too, you know. So I said, give me your old man number, because, you know, I wanted to get both sides of the story. You know what I mean? And I talked to him, you know, and his version was totally different from her version. You know, everybody got their own version. That's why you cannot fall up behind nobody in these relationships. You can't fall up behind folks who say this happened, that happened. Everybody got their own version of what the hell happened when it comes to these relationships. So I talked to him. His version was totally different from hers, you know. While she's out here making him like the bad guy, at the same token, he's telling me about all the stuff she do. Talking about, you know, telling me she's ungrateful. She don't realize all I got to do to sacrifice to take care of her and the kids. I'm up here paying the bills. She taking her money. She's not even paying the bills. Hearing both sides of the story, it was like a bunch of hogwash. Because he was, you know, she was doing him in. Once I put both of it together, she was doing him in and he was doing her in. So both of them was trying to act like they was a victim. He made it seem like I'm this good husband. I'm this good dude. I don't know why my wife don't appreciate me. I don't know why my wife going around telling her friends, telling her family, I ain't this, I ain't that. And then she telling me, well, I'm a good wife. I take care of our kids. I make sure I help out with the bills. All this back and forth mess, when really the bottom line was both of them was messy as hell. And he did say this to me. He did say something to me that stood out a little bit more than what she said. He did say, he said, if I'm not bad of a dude, then why is she still with me? She's going around telling everybody this, that, and the third. And I do so much to her. But why is she with me? And I'll be darned, I had to agree with him on that, because while she's up here crying and talking about he ain't this kind of man and he don't do this and he don't do that, I've come to realize some people just love to complain about their situation. They do not want to be, they don't want to be delivered. And let me tell you guys and you ladies something. You got some dudes out here that's just as toxic as these goddamn females. You got some dudes out here that's just as emotional and just as drama as these women out here. It's not just women being drama. You got some doggone drama kings out here that are straight drama. Okay, it go both ways. That is why I'm dead set against bad mouthing either one of them, because we don't know the whole story. And this is the thing about it. When people are angry and people upset. This happens. Anybody who's ever had to break up with somebody, anybody who's been in a divorce, anybody who wants to keep it real and say yes. When I'm mad, I will say anything out my mouth. When I'm mad, I will do anything I can to make you look like the worst person in the picture. When you are angry, when you are upset, this is something all couples do. This is not just a Nas and Kelis thing. And the funny part is everybody who's commenting on this, these two individuals, the whole bottom line is these people, y'all got your own relationship problems. Y'all got women that y'all are not even with no more. Y'all got men that y'all are not even with no more. So how everybody got all the answers for Nas and Kelis relationship when you still trying to figure out your own relationship? If you had all the answers, you would have still been in your same relationship. So it's always people who have an opinion from a distance, you know, and who have no clue as to what's really going on. You just seen one interview and you already got this assumption of what Nas is really like and what Kelis is really like. Nobody knows either one of them. Okay, Kelis may not be the villain that all these men think she is. Nas may not be the villain that all these women think Nas is. To me, this is just a typical relationship, marriage, where basically two grown people could not find a common ground, could not come to an agreement. Neither one, you know, both of them, neither one was willing to swallow their pride. Neither one of them was willing to let go of their ego to try to fight and make it work. Because what happens is a lot of relationships lose ground when we allow ego and we allow pride. And main thing is when we let outsiders. Outsiders are the relationship killer. Outsiders. Because people are just speculating. And the sad part is if you're not wise and you don't read in between the lines, you have to be careful. And this goes for everybody. When anytime somebody comes to you about their man, about their woman, same thing for you guys. If your homeboy coming to you about his wife and he's complaining, she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't do this, she don't do that. Don't be sizing this woman up and you already sympathizing with this man because he's a black man like you a black man. Don't be quick to sympathize with him. Instead, you need to be asking questions. Well, why she don't cook? When did this start? People always want to tell you the side that's going to make them look like the victim. People going to always tell you the version that's going to make you sympathize with them. If you don't ask enough questions, people will have you mad and angry with the other person, and you don't even have all the goddamn facts. Just because that's your homeboy, just because that's your brother, and y'all was on the same damn fraternity team, or I know my man, I know my dude Greg. Me and Greg go way back. Me and Greg was always a cool dude. Greg always had his own business. You know Greg as your homeboy. You don't know Greg as a husband. You don't know Greg as a boyfriend. I hope you don't. You don't know him. You got black men that's so quick to sympathize with other black men as soon as a black man got something to say about what this black woman doing and ain't doing. And it's the same thing with these women. A woman will sympathize with another woman as soon as a woman comes down, pouring down, crying in tears. I've seen women come to other women pouring down in tears like they was on the edge of suicide. You can't believe this. Oh my God, I'm just so devastated. I just can't believe Greg did this to me. I came home and I caught him in bed with another woman and I gave him 11 years of my life. How could he do this to me? How could he embarrass me? I can't believe he did this to me. They will put on the whole show. And if you really find out the real deal, and this is not to say he's right, but he caught her cheating on him first. She's not going to tell you that. She's not going to tell you that. People will come to you dramatic and bent out of shape and will make the other person like the worst person in the world. Before you be quick to jump to somebody's defense, you need to ask questions. Hi, common sense. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Yeah, it'd be a lot of arrogance and recklessness, as Matthew Mann said. It's a whole lot of factors. Matthew brought up a lot of good points. Religion, spirituality. It's so many dynamics that causes a relationship to dismantle. That's why I did this video, because I'm so tired of everybody talking about Nas and Kelis like they know them personally. People talking about Kelis ain't that pretty. She not in Nas' league. But evidently, Nas was in love with her. He married this woman. Out of all the women who wanted Nas, why Nas chose her? You know why? Because he loved her. He loved her. He chose her. He could have had any woman he wanted. He chose Kelis. And same thing. You know, Kelis could have had somebody else. They chose each other. They chose each other. But what has happened is the relationship came to a point in which it just completely derailed. There was no saving it. There was just no saving it. And it doesn't mean that Nas is a bad dude. It doesn't mean Kelis is a bad woman. Okay? It don't make her a gold digger. It don't make him a dog. This is just two people who had a marriage that failed. So freaking what? People need to let go of all these damn theories as to what they think Nas is, what Kelis is. We don't know these people. How would you feel if you know you did everything right in your mind as a man or as a woman, and people are up here judging you based on what your mate, who's bitter and angry with you, based on the version she gave them? Because let me tell you something. When it comes to breakups and divorces are nasty. Breakups and divorces have always been nasty. Very rarely is a man going to say, well, she was a good wife and I messed up. You may have 2 out of 300 that may genuinely say, I caused the damage to be done to my marriage by messing around with other women, or I drank too much, or I was using drugs, or I was taking the money instead of paying the bills, I was gambling. Not too many people are going to say, not too many men are going to say that. Not too many women are going to say, I wasn't attentive. When I got mad with him, I denied him from sex. I messed up the relationship because I was entertaining other men. I was talking to other guys. I was texting other guys. You know, the bottom line is it's very rarely people are going to take accountability. It's very rarely. And that's why a lot of relationships fail. If people learn how to take accountability and just say, I'm screwed up, I'm messed up, I got issues, I have weaknesses in this area. Until you can be clean, if you really want your marriage or you want your relationship, the first thing is you got to take accountability. You'll be surprised how many grown-ass folks will not take accountability. They will have more excuses than a damn nigga in jail. It's going to always be what somebody did. Well, you wasn't pleasing me enough. You didn't make me happy enough. Let me tell you something. Some people are never going to be happy no matter what you do, whether if it's a man or a woman, because you have some people, they struggle with their own internal happiness. And, you know, don't forget the thumbs up, y'all, as soon as y'all can. Hit that thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's very rarely folks are going to sit up there and tell you what they did wrong. Everybody's going to talk about what they did right and what the other person did wrong. Maybe it was a personality that got him on the beauty now, bro. Exactly, Matthew. Nas saw something in Kelis that a lot of these other brothers don't see. Yeah, her butt wasn't big. Yeah, she wasn't this, she wasn't that. But he didn't look at that. Do y'all realize Nas, who's to say Nas done has so much of that it didn't mean nothing? That's probably why he went after another woman that was totally different out of the norm. Because he done had all of that. You know, I'm sure he done been with big booty girls, voluptuous girls. I mean, his first baby mama, Carmen, is a very beautiful girl, very beautiful woman. But who's to say Nas done dealt with a bunch of pretty, drop dead, gorgeous women, and he sees not all of what it's cracked up to be. You know, so when he decided to marry and get serious, he made sure it was a woman who he sincerely loved and cared about, because Nas ain't been married 8, 9 times. So evidently for him to choose to marry her, as long as he has been in the game, he saw something about Kelis that other men don't see, because he, again, you know, they had a friendship, they had a connection at some point. So I'm sure he saw something in her that was different compared to what the other beautiful, voluptuous video vixens didn't have. You know what I mean? So we can't go by that. You can't say what type of what's the ideal mate or the ideal companion for somebody. I've even heard other females tell other women, he's not that cute, he's not that attractive. What you see in him? I mean, if she's been with a lot of fine, gorgeous looking men and ran through them, and they have ran through her, she's gotten to a point where she realized looks ain't everything. I need a guy that's going to sincerely love me for me and be a gentleman to me and make me feel appreciated. Dude may be a square, but guess what? She's found out along the way that she had to change her way of thinking and not go after men for their looks and their money, because she's done all that and she has not succeeded. You know, same thing with you men. You see a guy with a plain looking or unattractive female and figure, well, damn, man, I mean, that's the best you can do. That is his best for him, depending on what all he has gone through with other women. She may not be all of that look wise, but she may, if she's womanly and she's supportive, you know, she's always rubbing his back when he comes home from work, rubbing his feet. When you have this other woman who's drop dead gorgeous, but she don't want to cook, don't want to clean, too good to wash your clothes, too good to rub your back, scratch your back. What good is to have this trophy when all she is a damn trophy? And what do trophies do? Trophies just look good. Trophies don't have no real purpose. It's no different when you go to, you know, one of those schools like a high school or something, middle school, and you see a shelf full of trophies. What do trophies do? Trophies just stand there. Other than that, they really don't have no purpose. Let me see. It's like, oh, sorry about that. My battery was running low. I thought I had to charge up the whole time, but I guess apparently I didn't. Let me see. And yeah, you know, good evening, Stein, for coming in. Stein Kaufman, Kim Patchy, Zaraki, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. All is well, all is well. Thank y'all for coming in. And yeah, basically, you know, it's just way more to these relationships than a lot of y'all could realize. You can't take sides. You cannot side with Nas. You cannot side with Kelis, because you really don't know the whole dynamics. You only know what they have presented to you. What you only know them as celebrities. You only know them as this, as their status as far as them being singers, athletes, rappers. That's all you know about them. Other than that, you really don't have. We really don't have enough of information to really be siding and knocking Nas or knocking Kelis, because we really don't know the whole situation. And that goes for every relationship. I don't care if your mom, I don't care if your brother, I don't care if your sister, whoever comes to you complaining about their mate, talking about what their mate is doing or what their mate isn't doing. You don't know the whole story, because people will come to you making the other person like a villain. You know, have you ever been in a situation where somebody done lied on you and said that you didn't do this and you wasn't this kind of man and you wasn't the kind of woman, and you know in your heart you did everything you could to try to be there for that person, you know? And that's the thing, you know, you don't want somebody making pretenses judgment on you based on what somebody else said. You would rather that person come to you and find out for themselves who you really are, or what type of man or what type of woman you really are, before they go by what somebody else says. Because let's say even if you was that way, who's to say you didn't change? You're in a different place now. You're not the same loudmouth woman they've always known you for. You're not the same you know, dude that was in and out of the penitentiary or whatever issues you had. People change, people grow, people learn, people, you know, they mature. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need to make judges based on what other people are saying. And maybe that was the best thing that could have happened for the both of them. That probably was the best thing that could happen. And it probably was a learning lesson. Now Nas really understands what marriage is all about. And I'm sure Kelis knows now. It took both of them having to go through that turmoil, through that shaky ground, to where now they understand that marriage is a lot of work. It is not easy, you know, and I don't understand. I don't know what Kelis's purpose of coming out live. That was her way of venting. I don't know why she decided to do so. And her reason was she got tired of everybody looking at her as the bad person. And I'm sure Nas don't like being looked at as the bad person. But this is what happens when you have outsiders. Outsiders want to base their own theories based on what they think from a distance. They nowhere near the situation, yet people have all the answers. And even if you're not a celebrity, even the average person, if you are in a relationship, be careful who you take advice from. You know, because everybody don't have their best intentions at heart. Everybody don't like to see other people happy. Misery likes company. People see you in a good marriage. People see you in a good relationship. And even though this man may get on your nerves or this woman may get on your nerves, believe me, it's somebody on the outside that wish they had that wish they had somebody who would get on their damn nerves. And while they sitting up there co-signing with you every time you got something negative to say, yeah, my wife don't cook, or my husband, he don't do this. Oh man, that's messed up. Man, you can do better than that. Be the main ones, as soon as you walk away and leave your relationship, they coming by, they try to scoop your partner up. I've seen it happen so many times. Or I've seen situations in which people would tell you to leave their relationship, tell you you stupid, you dumb, you less of a man, less of a woman, and they turn around and get in the same situation, but yet they gonna stand with their companion. And then when you're like, okay, you stop there, you tell me to leave my man, you tell me to leave my wife, but you still with yours. Well, it's different. That's different. How's it different? It's gonna always be different. Let somebody else tell it. It's gonna always be different. Exactly, common sense. That's why I said, you know, looks ain't everything. It's not, you know what I mean? And who's to say, as I said, who's to say that didn't happen with Nas? Nas probably done been with all kind of beautiful women. That's probably way above Kelis status as far as the looks, you know, but he found out it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I mean, the relationship probably wasn't that terrible. They was together for a long time. Sometimes relationships could get rocky within the third year, within the fourth year. You know, everything is always great the first 1 or 2 years because it's like that honeymoon stage and you're still learning each other and you're still, you know, trying to figure out, you know, you're still in that honeymoon stage. You're going out to eat, you're going places, you lovey-dovey, you just constantly in each other's presence. You enjoy being around each other, but like all relationship stuff gets stale. You know, it gets old, and it's up to you and that individual to keep rekindling that fire. If you don't rekindle the fire and you waiting on the other companion to be the one to spark it up, and you just sit back and you want the companion to be the one to put all the work in it, and you just sit back and enjoy the fruits, it's not going to last. That's another reason why a lot of relationships don't last, because you have a lot of selfish ass people. You have a lot of people with this mentality. I want you to do for me, but I want you to go all out your way for me, but I'm going to put stipulations on how far I go out my way for you. That's the problem. You know, people will not swallow their pride and not even understand, you know, that the next relationship, you ain't promised for that relationship to be no better than the last one. If you have not learned anything, you're going to go in the next relationship doing the same thing. And that's why you have a lot of people within their 4th or 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th relationship or marriage. You know why? Because they feel like everything is wrong with somebody else but them. And my thing is, whether if you're a man or if you're a woman, if everybody is saying the same thing about you and they don't know each other, then evidently you have a problem in that area. You do. If everybody keeps saying the same thing all the time, you know, and it's different people, then you might need to do some self-evaluation. If you have too many people saying you got an attitude, you drank too much, you know, you don't know how to talk to nobody. If you're a grown woman and you don't have 3 different men who tell you, you know, you don't know how to treat a man like he's important, then evidently you got a problem. If you're a grown man and you have more than one woman say, you know, you have no respect for me as a woman, then you got a problem with respecting women. Learn how to take constructive criticism. That is how you will get to the next level. But a lot of people will constantly remain stationary because they can't accept criticism. Not understanding this criticism is what helps you grow. If somebody's telling you you're doing a good damn job every goddamn day, how are you growing? How are you going to improve if somebody's only giving you positive feedback? Sometimes you got to hear negative feedback. That is where you grow. And sometimes not always what you say, it's how you say it. Thank you, LMP, Life Machine Power, for stopping in. Everybody, LMP, me and him did a live. We'll wake the hell up. He has a really awesome channel. You get a chance, stop by and check out his channel. He's new in the game, but he's very, very awesome, very intellectual guy. So make sure you stop in and you check him out. Yeah. As far as Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, I think that's an attention thing. I think they both have loved attention. That's what connected them. They both love attention. I really think that's how they connected. But now, I mean, it's starting to catch up with them now because now all of the flaws in their marriage is really coming to fruition now because Kanye is doing a lot of crazy ass stuff lately. So I really can't dissect too much what Kanye got going because he's a very strange man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Matthew, man, I thank you for stopping by. No problem. I understand. It's Friday. People got stuff they got to do. I'll be shutting it down soon myself, but thank you for stopping by and showing your support. Yeah, Life Machine, you know my email, Cafe de Paris 79. I'll go ahead and put that in there. You're welcome to let me know, and I have no problem doing that. Let me see, 79. Yeah, I'm just putting that in there. And that goes for anybody who needs advice, or you want to send me a link, or you want me to commentate on a certain video or a certain situation. You are more than welcome to email me. I get back relatively fast. Give me at least a day or two or whatever. So you're welcome to email me. I have no problem lending a listening ear and encouraging you and give you the best advice to my ability, because that is what I love to do or whatever. So you're more than welcome to hit me up on my email. But you know, relationships are already challenging. So if you're not, the problem is we have a lot of people that's not mature enough for relationships. Everybody wants a relationship, but everybody ain't mature enough to handle one, because relationships come with communication. And a lot of people don't even know how to talk to other people. You'll be surprised how many people have been in relationships and been with the same person for 5 years or more, and they cannot communicate. They do not know how to talk to each other. You'll be surprised how many people have been together for years and don't even know each other. Don't even know that person's favorite color. Don't even know that person's what movies they like. Don't even know what type of food they like to eat. You will be surprised. It's the little things that has destroyed and dismantled so many relationships, because people have taken friendship out of the equation. And what people have to realize, in order to have a successful relationship, you have to be friends. You have to. It's very imperative that you can go to that husband and talk to him when you have a problem or you're feeling down, you're feeling discouraged. You should be able to go to your husband without him making you feel bad, without him making you feel stupid, without him saying, well, damn, what's the problem today? You had a problem yesterday. Now you got another problem today. That's really difficult when you have a mate. That's very uncompassionate. And the same thing with you women. You know, women, we get in a zone where we're more concerned about what our friends are going through. We're more concerned about what our family is going through. And we can care less about what our own husband or what our own companion is going through. We can care less. We figure because men, you know, for the most part, y'all always seem to have things under control. And because y'all always usually, for the most part, seem to hold things down and keep together. A lot of women think men always have it together. And that's not always the truth. Now, even if a man has it all together as far as the finances, he's never behind on the bills. He's never behind on the mortgage and stuff like that. But that still does not mean he doesn't need support. He needs a woman that's going to be there to listen to him, she lends a helping hand. You know, he's going through something. She's having a bad day. He wants her to be able to read him. He don't feel like he should always have to tell her I had a rough day. You should have been with your mate long enough to where you can tell that they're down. They're not in good spirits. I've been around my husband long enough to know without him even saying if he's had a bad day. And the same thing with me. He knows me so well. He knows when I'm upset. I don't care how hard I try to hide it. He knows me like a book. He reads me like a book. He knows when I'm upset. He knows when I'm discouraged, and he doesn't just blow it off. You know, he could easily not care, walk past me and, oh, well, she'll get over it. But he doesn't do that. You know, he asks me what happened. Not only he asks me, he provides me with a real solution to the problem. You know, he'll give me another way of looking at it. And he just always has a way of lifting my spirits, you know, and he's always giving me a more positive way of looking at things, you know. And as a companion, that's what you're supposed to do. You should never be comfortable with seeing your mate down and out. You should never feel comfortable with seeing your wife unhappy or your husband unhappy. If something is wrong, the woman in you, the man in you, the love in you should encourage you to fix that. Should encourage you to do whatever it takes. Now, some people you're never going to make them happy because some people are not happy within themselves. Some people are going to be miserable. I don't care how much time you give them. I don't care how much money you give them. Some people are just going to always be miserable. So, you know, some people, even it doesn't matter how much effort you put in. When you're dealing with a miserable individual, there's just really not much of anything you can do about that, you know. But, you know, on that note, you know, that's really the reason I decided to do this video about Nas and Kelis, to let everybody know people do not need to be taking sides with this situation, because nobody knows the real Nas other than Nas the rapper. That's all y'all know. Y'all just see him as the dude that raps, as this dude that performs at the concert, as the dude that has been in the rap game for years. You only know Nas as Nas. You only know Kelis as Kelis, is this singer, this pop diva, you know, who has a child from Nas. Other than that, we do not know these people personally to be making any judgments, to be making any assumptions. These women don't need to be around here bad-mouthing Nas. These men don't need to be around here bad-mouthing Kelis, saying she's trying to make Nas look bad or whatever. We don't know her reason. But at the end of the day, neither one of us know them personally to be taking sides. And that's what kills me with a lot of these people with celebrities. People are so quick to want to take sides. People are so quick, like they know somebody personally. Oh, Beyonce ain't like that. Oh, Jay-Z ain't like that. Oh, Nas, you don't know what people is like. You just go to their concerts. You don't know, you know, behind closed doors, you know, what these individuals are really like. You know what I mean? So you can't be taking sides. But on that note, it's been wonderful. It's been awesome. It is your girl, Lady Mocha, with Cafe de Paris. Want to thank everybody for tuning in and rocking out with me. Today is Friday. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Y'all have an awesome weekend, you know, try not to drink too much, try not to party too hard, you know, just kind of relax, you know, make some me time for yourself, you know, have you a glass of wine, you know, spend some time with your family, you know, just kind of mellow and kick back just for a little while or whatever, and just make the best of your weekend, because life is short. You know, whatever it is you're angry about, whatever issues you have, you know, work on it, solve it, deal with it. That way you can move forward to the next level, and you don't have to deal with all of these burdens that seems to be that you seem to be carrying, basically. Okay. So on that note, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, Lady Mocha, here at Cafe de Paris. Remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth, and I will always bring you off a slice of knowledge. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.